All right, part two. This is the masterclass that I mentioned at the end of part one. So last episode with Greg McDaniel that we had, we sort of went across a broad variety of topics, social media and that. In this episode, we go deep on one principle: infotainment, how to entertain and gamify your real estate career so that, heaven forbid, people actually pay attention to what you're doing. We'll see you soon. Check this one out. Before we get started on this week's episode, I just want to let you know this week's episode is also brought to you by Agent Prospecting. So yes, that is a company that I'm involved with. We're literally a team of telemarketers, Facebook advertisers, and other lead generation specialists have been personally trained by me to do your prospecting for you. So for less than the cost of a PA that you're going to have to train to do it the way that I suggest you would do anyway, for less than the cost of that, significantly less, you can have fully trained people, trained by me, employed by me, where Agent Prospecting pays your Facebook bill, pays your telemarketing bill, pays the wages bill, pays everything all in one, handing you 20 to 25 appraisal leads a month. Agentprospecting.com.au. Head there now. You want the normal real estate training you've been told a million times? Make cold calls, knock on doors. Best be switching off now, because in this podcast, we go out of the box using unknown tactics, primarily that the real estate industry's never heard of, in order to get you called in more often, convert those listings, and get more success without the painful cold calling. Listen up, we're in for a ride. This is Real Estate Renegades. One of my guys, Greg, I don't know if you met him on your tour when you came down to Australia, and I'm trying to talk, guys, I'm trying to talk Greg to coming down to Australia later this year, so stay tuned for more info. I've got a bit more work to say, Greg, come brother, please, we need you down here. So I don't know if you met him, Greg, last time. I'll make sure you do this time. He didn't even know about your advice, but he followed that exact advice. It's almost like he heard you 8 years ago. His thing was bull riding. And so he went and did a bull ride in his local area called Grassroots Bull Riding. And he got some bull riding friends of his. He's a real estate agent. He jumped on a bull called Widowmaker.
Oh,
right?
Jesus.
And he rode, now I know nothing about bull riding, but the whole crowd was betting on how long this idiot real estate agent was going to stay on the bull. Thousands of people came from his local area and from the surrounding areas to go to this bull ride. I think it was 3,000 odd people. He got a local band, a good Aussie band, a famous band though.
Seriously?
And came in and they were the entertainment at the after show, and he rode this bull. Everyone's bidding on, I reckon he's going to get thrown off in 1 second. So they bid and run an auction on 1 second, 2 seconds, 0 seconds, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 8. Now, I'm his coach. I was thinking he's gone, but I had to back my man. So I just, when it got to 8 seconds, I said, my man's going to do it. He's going to ride Widowmaker like a pro. He's going to be a beast. So I went all in. I just said, I don't care what the bid is. As a coach, I must back my man. So the dude rode 8 seconds. He was an animal. He was sitting there doing the thing. And I won all the cash, so I got rewarded by backing my man where everyone else thought he was nuts. But the exposure, he now does it annually for the last 8 years. He is a local icon. The entire area knows him because he did exactly the advice that you just said. He took his thing and he made a thing out of it. Why did he ride Widowmaker? To get listings. What's that got to do with listings? Nothing, but that is why he did it. But it was great execution of the idea. Now, you don't have to be as crazy as putting on a bull ride. It could be, but here's the thing. The bull ride's crazy to you and me, and we think, who could possibly do that? Well, that's because we don't have a passion for it. To him, that's what he loves anyway. So when he was in that element of promoting that bull ride, he was in his highest and best self. So whatever your thing is, maybe see if there's a way that you can engage with people and interact with people doing that thing, So anyway, rant time.
No, that's beautiful. And so let's unpack that a little bit more. So when it comes down to like what your thing is, let's say you like to cook. Great. Let's have a chili cook-off. Let's have, if you're a barbecuer, you know, the show on YouTube, Hot Ones, you know, when they eat those chicken wings with the hottest chicken, the hottest barbecue sauce or hot sauce or whatever. You know, maybe you used to be a contractor and you know how to make the strongest fence. Great. Let's get a couple of people out there. Let's do a little Habitat for Humanity. Let's all go build competition fences for these different neighborhoods, so you can build the best fence. Have a home local, you know, like a Home Depot or Ace or something like that. Sponsor this thing so you get your materials for free. They get the publicity. You guys build it out for them. You know, you get associated with something like that. I mean, the possibilities on this thing are literally endless. I mean, if you're a scuba diver, right? Who's got the greatest photos? Let's have a competition. Who's got the greatest photos with the biggest shark? Because all you crazy Aussies got some big ass sharks down there. Freaking hell, man.
Greg, because as you unpack that, my brain, and if any of you, my guys were watching my face then, watch it on the recording, you'll see an idea germinate in my head live in real time. So, because when you said the cooking thing, Greg, I thought, ooh, interesting, because I see the hot sauce and the wings, and there's shows about virtually all of these things. There's a show called frickin' Ice Truckers. So there's a show where driving a truck is somehow entertainment. Like, it's ridiculous. There's a show, that Google Box thing, where there is a show that the show is about people watching a show and their reactions. It's
oh my
insane.
I love that. Okay, so I got sucked into watching this reality TV show with my girlfriend. I'm not going to tell you the name of it because it's too embarrassing. It's called 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, Greg.
And I got sucked into this. And dude, my favorite part of the show is watching the other couples from the past season watch the new season and criticize them. Like, yes, they are idiots. Ha! I knew it. But I mean,
so my point there, let's unpack this idea, was everything is a thing. And when you said the cooking thing, what went into my head was, I know what my guys are going to think. Greg, I don't have time to frickin' get my prospecting sessions in. How the frickin' hell am I going to fit in a cookout in the middle of my 7 open houses that I have booked between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.? You know, I have 7 on Saturday, so I don't have time for that. That's where the objection came to me. I said it on your behalf. But here's the answer that I would give. If the thing that the world is interested in is your new weekend local property, and it doesn't even be property, your local barbecue show that happens to be filmed at your 7 open houses. My point is, all this stuff that you're so busy at, how much would it cost on an hourly rate to replace you in everything except the cooking? Because I'm promising most of you guys out there, the average real estate agent, in fact, even the good real estate agent, there is virtually nothing that you are currently doing in all your busyness that can't be replaced at a very nominal hourly rate of, you know, paying someone 30, 40, 50 grand a year. So my task would be, if you love the cooking enough, you'll find a way to have someone else at $20 an hour go and set up your next open home. Go and pull down your next open home. Put up all your own signage. Put out all the things. Do everything. If someone comes in and they actually want to buy the home, you will have someone on wages who can take those offers, who can take those details, who can go and sign up the paperwork. What, you think you're so good at signing up paperwork that no one else can do it? Rubbish. Pay someone to do everything, and then your Saturday, cookout number 1 at 10. Cookout number 2 at 11. Cookout number 3 at 11:45. And you're the cookout man, because that is the thing that no one else can do, because you're the Jamie Oliver or the famous cook in your area, whatever the case may be. And if you do that consistently, well, you're looking at the formula that Gary Vee did with Wine Library TV that turned him into a global phenomenon.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, you could even take it to a whole nother level. I mean, if you really want to go to this level, if we're really going to go down this rabbit hole, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have different degrees of spiciness at different houses, but not tell the people. And whoever comes and tastes all the different spices and can name like which, you know, house 1, house 2, house 3, house 4, so on and so forth, you know, what level of spice was at on a scale that you rate or something along those lines. Well, then they get a free appraisal, or they get some sort of a reward, or they can pass something on to a friend or family member who's looking to buy, or whatever it is. You gamify this entire situation so that people, when they want to be a part of it, it's like a Easter egg hunt. Like, oh, is this a super hot one, or is this a super mild one, or is this one got the jalapeno, or is this one got the chili flakes? It's just make it a game, make it entertaining, make it. You guys don't have Safeways down there, so Safeways are
like a Woolies, like a Woolworths, like a Walmart.
It's a supermarket, right?
Yeah.
And so when you buy stuff there, they say, or they have this thing called right now, it's Monopoly, right? So what you do is you get the board, and then every time you buy, you get X amount of chips back, and then you can put them on the board. You could do like a Monopoly style thing for your quarter, and whoever completes the entire board, there's different cash rewards to them. There's $1,000, $500.
Greg, this is freaking me out, bro. This is freaking me out. Literally, when I edit this up, I'm going to put in my graphics and I'll timestamp them from when we put together that exact promotion, where when you go to the open house, you get this card with this thing, and if you collect all 3 of the little green ones, you get this prize or whatever. Unbelievable. And we had, the little title deeds you get in Monopoly. That's the giveaway as part of the brochure. You get that, but it's not, the green one is 17 Smith Street there in your area. Very minimally. Unbelievable, man. We had the same freaking idea on opposite sides of the world.
I know. That's because we're separated at birth and we just didn't know it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like, you could give if you're a new agent, you don't have any cash, you can like, shit, Greg, I can't give away $1,000 or $500 or $100. I'm barely making my rent right now.
You just never let there be 3 of the you only ever make 2.
You could do that, or you go down to the local businesses, like your local chamber of commerce or whatever. Go talk to the new businesses that are in town. Say, hey,
get
look,
some freebies. Yeah, I'm
getting this. Do you want to sponsor this at no cash up front? All you have to do is you have to give me 3 or 5 of these different items to whoever completes this task, and then they have to come into your store to redeem them. They have to say my name, so they have to go in and say Greg McDaniel to Glenn Twiddle's chocolate store to get their free little chocolate, right? Well, when they get in there, they're going to buy more shit.
Yep. Yep. But that was the way I set it up, that if they needed to fund it, that was one of the ways. Absolutely. Sponsorships, get good shit. Greg, we seriously are freaking separate. But here was the other way, is that if you did 1 purple one, then 2 orange ones. So you go around the board, but you never let anyone complete until you've done 1 purple, 2 orange, 2 red, 2 yellow, 2 green, 2 blue. By the time you get around to the 2 expensive blue ones, you surely have made a sale or 2 with people following you around, taking your cards. But by that stage, you've got some cash that you can actually now afford to take this to a whole new level and actually start giving away some prizes. And of course, the little purple ones aren't as good as a prize for anyone who gets the 2 big Mayfair ones, something big. So that's a deep dive into being an entertainer in some way, shape or form in your real estate business, because you know how interested the general public is in what the property market's doing out there if they're not in real estate mode. Go have a listen to some of Greg's calls, and most of them. Hear how fascinated they are to go, wow, you're a real estate agent, Greg? Thank God you called. I've been waiting to talk to one of you. Can I ask you about what the local property market's doing, mate? How often's that call come, Greg?
I don't think I've ever gotten that call. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're calling me. I've been literally sitting here staring at my phone to ring, and then the coming of Jesus Christ came again, and here you are. No, never. It's usually like a big F you, blah blah blah, blank blank, and the hang up and everything of it. I mean, that also often doesn't really happen all that often. People have this misconceived notion that people are just animals out there, and they're not. You're just calling them about something they don't care about, and you're doing an unsolicited call when it's their family time or their whatever time. And a lot of people, and I'm not saying this to be rude, but a lot of agents just have a really shitty delivery. They sound like they got commission breath coming out of every orifice in their body, and they're dry as a cracker, and they just can't deliver it with anything. And so you have a personality like Glenn. You got to get in. You got to put a show on. You got to be a different character. You're like your favorite actor or actress. Like when you talk to Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger, when you talk to them in person when they're not on camera, they're not the same people. They're not as animated. They're probably a lot more laid back, right?
They're just they're the same person, but when the show's on, they're them squared. And I learned that one from Dwayne Johnson. The reason that The Rock was the best entertainer on planet Earth in his earlier field of the wrestling thing, He was the best bad guy ever. They hated him. He was the best good guy ever. They loved him. And the principle is this. It's all Dwayne. It's just that when he's being a good guy, he 10X's all his good attributes, his bravery, his strength, his doing the right thing, standing up for what's right, and all of that. He just accentuates those good things and inflates them to the nth degree. And that's kind of the way to do it. When he's being the bad guy, he takes all his narcissism. Now, when you look like that and you are that successful, you must have some degree of pride in your appearance and you think highly of yourself, rightly so. So he takes that confidence and just with a subtle tweak, it can really go down the path of narcissism and arrogance. And he just, when he's being a bad guy, he just 10X's those natural traits. So definitely that is the case with that, is just 10Xing. Because, I mean, when you meet me in person, Greg, I'm like this, but when I'm on a podcast or on a stage or whatever, I'm just 10X my normal self, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I play a character on my podcast. I go, I turn on the juices and I pump it up and I go to a whole nother high level because it's a show that we're putting on, and that's exactly what every real estate agent needs to do. You have to put on a show, not fake, but you need to become larger than life because people want something to step out of their current reality and to focus on because they're already boring as shit. Okay, most people's lives are really effing boring. And they need something that, like, why do we watch action movies and Dwayne and Arnold and all these guys? Because it's something exciting and interesting. There's a challenge and there's a quest and there's something to be achieved. That's the same thing everyone else wants, just on differing levels. And so if you learn how to do that with folks and you put these events on, you make these scavenger hunts and you make these things that we've talked about in this show come into reality, now you've taken a Saturday morning, which is normal mumbo jumbo. Now it's like, okay, kids, get ready. We got shit to do. Get your ass in the car. Mama needs one more yellow sticker. All right. We're not missing that.
Love it. Love it. I hope, because I had templates made. I've got them all. I've got the templates. I've got the boards made. I've got the little cards designed for you to template in and put your properties in there. It's all done. No one's ever done it. So I challenge the first person who wants to execute this. Give me a yell. You will have everything that I've done for free. It's normally been reserved for my best clients, but none of them have had that it hasn't lit anyone yet on fire where they've been as enthusiastic, because it will be work. Right? Make no mistake, it will be work, but boy, oh boy, will there be a payoff, because now you're like, because Greg, you mentioned Woolly or Safeway over there did it. McDonald's did it here. That's where I got the idea. Because I saw the fervor with which my kids, they were forcing me to buy burgers they didn't want to get the McDonald's thing that they did. So the half-a-cent piece of paper, they wanted me to pay $5 for the Happy Meal to get the 0.5 cent piece of paper because they're playing this game and they didn't even want the nuggets. They didn't even give a shit about the nuggets. Unbelievable. There's something to that. There's something to it.
There is something to it. We have to gamify it, and you can go out on all the different platforms. You go on TikTok, go on Instagram, go on Facebook, go on Snapchat, go on YouTube, go on everything, and tell people what you're doing. People aren't going to know if you don't tell them about it. Have your sellers promote it as well. Hey guys, we're going to have the 2 blue stickers at this house this weekend. If you don't have them yet, make sure you come by and make sure you get your 2 blue stickers or whatever it's going to be. Partner with the local businesses, get the refreshments, done for free, have some of the rewards given to you as, complimentary stuff. Like I have a local business that they would give me a $15 coupon at their seafood restaurant, like they're candy. I mean, you can give those away for like the entry ones. I mean, there's just 1,000 things you could do. 1,000 things. And that's your marketing. That is your marketing. That's your branding. That's becoming Tom Cruise famous to your marketplace.
Man, because go ahead. Sorry, mate. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, if little Tommy gets his prize and he loves mom and dad for that, and you're the reason for him being happy, bada bung, bada boom.
We got to quote the great man a couple hours south of you, probably 10 hours south of you, Bob Wolf from Laguna Keys. Win the kids, win the mum, win the dad, win the money. Love it.
Bob is a legend. I've known Bob forever and a day. I remember in his house, I was in his office about 10 plus years ago. I mean, at that time, that guy, I don't know how many deals he was doing at any given time, but he had a very nice office. He had 3 assistants at the time. I'm not sure how many he still has. But he's in like a $5,000 suit. He's not in his desk. Okay.
Yeah, he's
on the ground. On the ground.
Yeah.
Yelling at his assistants to get things, throwing files everywhere. And I'm like, Bob, should I come back? He's like, no, hold on, Greg. Stacy!
Yeah, I spent a day with Bob. He made the mistake when he was in Australia of saying, now, Glenn, if ever you're in California, make sure you look me up. We'll catch up or we'll do this, we'll do that. I said, oh, Bob, wonderful, got a selfie or whatever. So he's down in Australia thinking he's safe.
No.
The minute I was out of his presence, I was on the phone to my team saying, find me a reason to be in LA within the next 3 months. I don't care what it is. Find me a reason. Within 3 months, I was there hanging with Bob for the day. He was so gracious. I witnessed exactly what you witnessed. It was an amazing experience. He's the best of the best, man. Learned so much from that man.
Yeah, so he and my dad have been friends forever. And I remember, I don't know how long ago, Bob came up and stayed the weekend with my parents and kind of just clowning around, right? And I walk in, I'm like, who's this guy? He's like, hi, my name's Bob. Like, shakes his hand out. And I'm like, who is this guy? Yeah. And my dad's like, oh, that's Bob on his relaxed energy. I'm like, that's relaxed Bob?
Yeah, man.
What is energized Bob? Because holy cow! But he has a true thing for it. And his thing about business is, I know we're going to wrap up here in a second, but I mean, one of the things that he does, it's so simple, and he's done this for so many years. He literally can't remember when the people bought the house. Right? His assistants will give him a list every day, and this will be, or every day or every week, and these will be the people that sold, that week, a year ago with him.
Yep.
So he just picks up the phone, goes, and since he doesn't know when, he's like, hey, Glenn, it's Bob. It's been another year. You thinking about selling? How's life? Did you ever redo the kitchen? He just did the calls. That's all he does.
Yep, he's an animal.
So simple.
No, he's the best, man. I love the fact that, even that principle of getting down on his knees at kid level, handing them a business card with respect and saying, I'm now your family's real estate agent, Johnny. This is your card. And if ever you see mommy and daddy talking to another realtor, you call me. And I'm like, oh, but you are a genius. Love the man.
You call me directly. I'll pick up for you. I'll program your number in, kid.
Love it. All right, man. So, Greg, they can find you, Real Estate Uncensored or Greg McDaniel on all the platforms. Follow him and watch that for the formal episodes, but watch those beers and calls and watch the master at work when sometimes Stefan Adika that he mentioned jumps on live with him and they do the calls. They go through the pain live for your enjoyment. You can see it right there, both good and bad. You can see the master at work. And like I said, we're going to try and talk Greg into getting his butt down to Australia one more time. We don't have time now, Greg. I did have someone ask me about this, so I'm going to hit you up about this. How can someone find you for a chat? Because one of the things I've loved about you is the leadership business you have built. Not only as a real estate agent, you've built a business, I suppose, that's a little bit different, with some different principles and techniques and some different things. If anyone wants to pick your brain about business, we don't have time now, about building a company, recruiting, all of those sorts of things in their real estate business as opposed to their real estate agency business, meaning to recruit agents, to train agents, to lead agents. And so sort of principals, licensees, sales managers, people who have a vision of not being an employee but being an employer, or maybe already are. How can someone get in contact with you to pick your brain on that skill set? Because it's phenomenal. Have you still got that call Greg or askgreg.com where they can book in 15 minutes with you?
Yeah, they have, we do. But I mean, the easiest thing to do is just go to my Facebook Messenger, send me a message. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do. I can communicate video and audio through that. So we can really make it easy. So just go in, find, my ugly mug. I have a big old microphone like usual in front of my face. And just send me a private message. Love to chat with you guys, whatever I can do to help. If you guys are thinking about making a change brokerages, where do you want to go? If you guys are just going, how do I recruit agents? I'll tell you some of the things that I'm using. and just go from there. So yeah, Glenn, I appreciate it. Yeah, guys, follow me on Real Estate Uncensored, which is up in that corner in Glenn's world. And then follow me on Facebook, Greg McDaniel. Follow me. I can't be, unfortunately, Facebook's a jerk and they won't let me have 5,000 friends. So go and just follow me there. Make sure you go and you turn on the notifications so you see when I go live for beers and calls and everything else. So I appreciate it, Glenn. You're awesome, man. I'd love to. This is always so much fun. And I don't know, man, you're going to have to throw some, sweeten the pot a little bit for me to come on down to Australia.
I'm on it, bro. I'm on it. Oh, man. Great to chat again. And say good day to your co-host partner in crime, author of the best-selling new release book, Micro Famous. Say good day to Matt Johnson for me when you see him, buddy.
I will, guys. If you want a copy of the book, go to microfamousbook.com. You can download, as of this right now, you can download a free copy for your Kindle. So go ahead and get a free download right now.
Okay, so it's microfamousbook.com. Yeah, yep. Get onto that for sure. All right, man. Thanks again, Greg. Talk soon, bud.
Right, later, guys.
And remember, this episode was brought to you by agentprospecting.com.au. That's where our team of telemarketers, Facebook lead generation specialists, and other lead generation specialists in your area, we will do your prospecting for you, all bundled into one price. So there'll be no telemarketing wages, no Facebook wages, no Facebook bill. It's all covered by the one low cost of less than one wage of a PA, fully trained by me, generating for you 20 to 30 appraisals a month, all for the one low cost and less than the cost of one employee. So head to agentprospecting.com.au for this one. We'll see you on the next episode of Real Estate Renegades. Bye for now.
Wow. Well, there you go. I hope you liked the episode. If you liked that, then what you need to do is you need to subscribe. You need to get more of this craziness because we got more are coming. I'm never standing still, and we've got so many more guests. We've got so many more strategies, more out-of-the-box thinking. So if you haven't subscribed, literally, you're like throwing away thousands of dollars. Because I tell you, if you haven't subscribed, you don't come back. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find you, I'm going to market to you, and I'm going to charge you for the very stuff that on this podcast we give away for free. So whack that subscribe button on whatever your favorite podcast weapon of destruction is, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.